in Israel it's the Mustorah. The night after the Mustorah, they make a coffee on the marketplace, and it's a Gewalt. And one year I was invited somewhere, and the mayor of the city comes to greet me, and he says, I want you to know I'm a secular Jew, and I really didn't come because it's a Mustorah, but I came because I like your city. Okay, you know, there must have been 10,000 Yidden maybe on the marketplace, and they have, let's say, 20 Sefer Torahs, give it out to all the big people of the city, and you sing for 2-3 hours, and then that's it. After the whole concert was over, the mayor of the city comes to me and he says, I'm going back on what it said. He says, I'm not a secular Jew anymore. He says to me, I want you to know something. I thought to myself, imagine Abitov is the book of Shakespeare, right? Would thousands of kids jump on me to kiss the book? Would all Yidden come up to me with tears in their eyes and kiss Shakespeare? Obviously it's from heaven, not of this world. You know what it is? The Ishmael says, why did Yaakov tell Yosef, swear to me? You know what it means to swear? To swear means I connected to something beyond me. Beyond me, definitely. You know, friends, if I want to do something, then it's not within my reach to do it. So what do? You swear, you don't swear. Like Mamish holding on, Mamish Kabbalah, to the highest. I'm holding on to the highest. You know what Yaakov Avinu did? Yaakov Avinu says to Yosef, I want you to swear to me. And you know something, why is Yosef, why is Yosef the one who brings him back to Israel? Why is Yosef the one who brings us back to Yitzchak? Because suddenly Yosef, you know what he did after he learned from Yehuda to be connected? Oh, it is a Noicha Chalkedah. I said a Gewalt Torah, I was thinking I've told it to you already. Leah is the mother of Mashiach. What's Rochel all about? You know what Rochel is all about? Rochel is the master of connection. Can you imagine how much she's connected to her sister? You know, if someone is put to shame, and I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because I'm not connected to the person. If I'm connected, so awesome. If I'm so awesome connected, then I cannot bear that the person is put to shame. Can you imagine how much Rochel is connected to Leah? You know what Rochel gave up? Not only was she engaged to Yaakov, you remember the Medrash says, Rochel knew one thing. If Yaakov doesn't marry me, Esav will come and get me. So she mamish gave up everything for her sister. I want you to know something. You know, Yosef and Tzaddik, the children of Rochel, they are the masters of connection. But here comes the deeper step. So why didn't Yosef and Tzaddik feel it before? You need Yehuda to wake up this connection. You know, every year is connected. You see, Yehuda doesn't create some new connection. How much we get aid of Yehuda? Do you know how much you're connected to your brother? You know how much your brothers are connected to you. See, Yosef is connection, and Yehuda is death. Shema Hashem Kol Yehuda. You know, how do you know how deep a person is? The way they cry. You ever seen, imagine you stand on the street, I once saw on the street, and the beauty parlor was closed, and the woman was standing there crying. She was late for the beauty parlor. You know, if she would talk, I wouldn't know how shallow she is. But she was crying over the beauty parlor, I saw how shallow she is. Then you see somebody's crying. Then you come with the Holy One years and be crying. So you see, Bereshit is like this. Bereshit is God creates the world. But who connects the world to each other? Who keeps the world together? And Yidden, if they are connected to each other, all brothers one. You remember, the Moshe created the world. What do we have to do in this world? We have to bring down God's oneness. Yeah, it comes to down, brother. Special chair for a man like you. Connected to a person. Not doing the day at night. Remember that, I don't know where there's a medrash or somewhere. When people walk during the day, they're not holding hands. Imagine it's mamish dark, right? Absolute dark. And I meet another human being finally. Well, how am I walking? I'm holding hands, or we'll lose each other again. You know what's the purpose of Golus? When there is a mikdash is there and there's so much light shining in the world, there's no need for one Jew to hold on to the other. In Golus, it's so dark. You know, I tell you, I heard from a Yid, he ran away from Siberia. You know what it means? I have no concept. But you know how cold it is, right? To run away, they don't even bother looking at you because they know you're dead. How far can you get? He managed one way or the other. He managed to come to a little village. One day he walks around, his mom is half dead. He saw him as Zuzah on the door. You know how happy he was? Imagine when everything in Yerushalayim, I walk around and see Mrs. on the door. It doesn't blow my mind. Running away from Siberia. Police on my tail. See Mrs. You know what it is? When it's day and it's seen a lead benching Chanukah, so much. It's dark. It's another night. In this mamish messiah them all over. I see a heat benching Hanukkah. I can't believe it. Blowing my mind. I'm blowing my mind. You see, the most important thing is, God forbid, sometimes we are so dead, we are really lying in a coffin, right? Are we giving up now? The last word in Bereshit is Yitzim Bo'om B'Mitzrayim. Yosef Tzaddik can lie in a coffin. He refuses to be dead. Oid Yosef B'Nichayim. What's Rochel all about? Rochel goes to the most dead Yid in the world. Rochel Mavaka B'Neh. It says, Hidoleh, get up. You're not dead. You think you're dead. You know, yesterday was a sober teves the day before. Why were we crying so much while we were fasting? Because they took the most living thing in the world and made it into a dead book. Not that we don't want to share the Torah with the world. If the world comes to us, we are ready to tell them what it's all about. And you know, I said to the Chavah yesterday, not only the world, 85% of all the Yidden, when they read the Bible, they really think that's what it says. They mamish think the Torah says, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. They really think, at the beginning God created heaven and earth. Let me ask you, if the Torah wouldn't say the word beginning, you would think at the end He created heaven and earth? What's the word beginning all about? We started getting involved in the Pasha Parashas. There's a whole book, Tikkunei Zohar. The deepest seekers of the world are the word breath and the word Parashas. I mean, Sholem told me before, before we go into exile, it's got to be connected. You have to be connected to each other. Everybody knows, you know, Chodesh Teves. Remember, Esav and Yaakov divided the whole year. So Chodesh, you want to give me something? I'll say my life on it. He wants to give it to me. Chaim. You know, Yaakov and Esav divided the year. Okay, Chodesh Tishri, the first month, Esav can touch. Shoni, Yom Kippur, Nanuim, can't. Cheshvan, the second month, he can't touch, because when Mashiach is coming, then initiate the third temple in Cheshvan. Kislev, he can't touch, it's Hanukkah. Oh, here comes Teves. Says enough. Esav takes Teves. Takes Shvat. Said enough. Ador, he can't touch, it's 4. Nisan, he can't touch, it's Pesach. Iyar, he can't touch because he count the Omer all month. Shavuos, I'm in 7, forget it. Tammuz he takes, and now he takes. Elul he can't take because of the Shofar. What's Esav all about? Esav is Sha'osel Cho'amolech. He wants to separate you from the rest of the world. He wants to separate one Yid from the other. You know what kind of world we're living in? What's the deepest fixing today? What we have to do. The deepest fixing is mamash being close to each other. You know what's going on in the world? I'm sure Sholem told you it. There's a Torah of Mehed Gerishmet. Somebody came from Irkutsk, from Siberia, and you know, in those days, the region is next to Kiev. From Irkutsk, you know, the end of the world, without a train, without. It took him a year to get to Kiev, to the region. He said, Rebbe, I just hope I'll see you again, Gewalt. It takes me now a year to get back. I'll meet so many people on the way. What should I tell them? And it was Parshas Vayechi. So Yaakov, so the vision is the tape. It says right in the Parsha. He's the Loshen. Ya'asru v'gidu v'chem. Yaakov Avinu says to his children, get together. Get together. It is what God needs most of us, is to get together. Mamish to get together. I want you to know, I know you share my feeling. Not only get together, we have to get together with the whole world. And we can't wait anymore. You okay, brother? Thank you so much. I was saying something awesome. You know, I was in Tel Aviv, Hanukkah, stayed in a hotel in the Ramada, and suddenly, one morning, I see that on the other table, the two Arab couples sitting there. Two young men, with their wives. I walk up to them and I say, Gewalt cousins, I'm so glad to see you. You know, their eyes lit up. How much lit up? You know, if I wait for them to love me, they'll never love me. No, I have to be first. I have to be the first. You know what was so cute? They asked me, could we ask you something? It's true to us. They said to me, are all the rabbis like you? I said, I can only tell you, I hope. Not that I'm so good, but so you see, friends, before we go into exile, mamish, we have to be together. Mamish, we have to be together. You know what Shabbos is all about? The unbelievable Mazush. When God created the world, every part of the creation was lonely. One cloud didn't talk to the other cloud. One tree didn't talk to the other tree. One flower didn't talk to the other flower. But then became Shabbos. The medicine for Yichud Kaflot is Kadavot. They came together. What a world. Well, you know something awesome. What was really the tree of knowledge all about? Chava was created because Odom Rishon was lonely. Lord Taifa Yoisa Odom Levada, right? What does the snake do? The snake separated them again. Because Chava did a bit wrong. Chava says to Odom, why didn't you tell me stronger? And he says, why did you do it? Right? Separated. And why is Shabbos? One is because Shabbos is the fixing of Odom HaKam. Do you remember? Shis Chesed? Mamash when you sing Eshes Chayim? Mamash says fixing of the tree of knowledge. I mean, can you imagine? The Beth Yaakov says, what's the first sign that you love somebody? When you love somebody, whenever they do wrong, you say, it's my fault, I'll take care of it. God says to him, well, what happened? He just covered it, right? This is how much you love your wife? But you know what it was? It was really the snake. Because when you do something wrong, God forbid, oh, this is the most terrible shame. When you do something wrong, you stop loving. You always stop loving. And this is the deepest story in the world. You know, if Yosef HaTzadik would have done something with the wife of Potiphar, he wouldn't have loved his brothers anymore. You see, the greatest thing Yosef HaTzadik did, that he wasn't angry at his brothers. But if he would have done something with the wife of Potiphar, God bless, he wouldn't love his brothers anymore. What? So it's wrong. There it is. You know, when I see When I see parents yelling at children, that means on that day the parents did something wrong. I hate to say it. So what? Who said what?
But on the other hand, the children have to learn.
What do you have to yell? You muss es dem Chum nachas nicht machen. You know, the Heilige Woke, when he had to tell his children something strong, he would say, Mendel, I have to say something very strong. Make yourself strong first, give them 5 minutes, make yourself strong, and then you tell them. But when you fall upon your children, you know, I have seen parents, I mean, sometimes you see parents are sweet, sometimes you see parents are not. You know, sometimes at the airport, you're waiting for the plane, and you see parents ready to talk to their children. Every week, I have about 400 kids that want to adopt. You know? For me, it's heartbreaking. I remember one time I was sick for a week. The way this woman was talking to her children, what's going to be with those children when they grow up? And I hate every human being in the world. So you hear, friends, this is one of my old horrors. On Yom Kippur, God forgives us. But what happened to my heart? Because I did so much wrong, I don't even know how to love anymore. On Chanukah is Isha Beta. On Chanukah, God gives me back. On Chanukah, God fixes my heart again. And Gewalt, Isha Beta, love my wife, my husband, my children. And you know why I don't let my children kindle their own lives? Who are you to kindle your own life? Whatever you know from me, right? We have big parents. I want you to know something. I can give my children information. The light. I give out the deep to give all the light to children. Give out the deep. Give out the deep. I don't know if Sholem told you there's a Gewalt story from the Heilige Krishna. The Heilige Krishna says, I want you to know, let's say it was 50 years old. How old was the Krishna when he left the world? He left the world very young, never. Remember the Holy Son that said he's fighting against the Homachloik, against the Krishna Kinder, the Shtabari of humans, you know. The Krishna was, anyway. Let's say he says, I'm now 50 years old. He says, when I was 4 years old, my father took me for a walk. You know, there's a mountain there around Prishn, Kiev. He says we went on the mountain. And the mountains are very tall. It's one mountain, another mountain. I said to my father, is this the end of the world? No, he saw a mountain. What's behind it? It's the end of the world. So he says, my father told me, it's Volker Matayakin. It's not the end of the world. There are more mountains, even higher than this one. And then there are more mountains, even higher than this one. And there are valleys. Oh, so deep. Deeper than the valleys you see. Then there are oceans. But all this, he says, was created by one God. So the Vishnu says already so many years that I remember the way my father talked to me, that all this was created by God. I still shiver. You know, the light of it. So here I began telling you, Rav Yochanan says in the name of Rav Abba, Rav Abba says in Rav Shimon Yechor, Rav Shimon Yechor says in the name of the Resh Masifta Dekia. You know what they're telling? I still shiver. I still shiver. See what it is? Information. After I know it, I don't need the person anymore talking to me. Light, I receive light all the time. You know where the Rebbes They would say, Mamish, like the Alter Rebbe would say, from the Shemagit, or from the Heilige Baal Shem, who heard from Achia Shiloni, like. Something Tzedek HaKohen says, I heard from our Rebbe, the Heilige Ishbitzer, who heard from the Heilige Pshischa, who heard from the Yitta Kodesh, who heard from the Chaytim of the Blim, who heard from the Yom Novi. Gives you the shivers just. Let's go to Nachman for 2 minutes. Let's look at them around here.
What's happening?
Let's see. When are you coming from Shabbos soon? Over, let's learn 2 more minutes. First you learn one word, and the other word, another word, and you learn a sentence, and you learn a book. And this kind of learning takes time. This is learning of this world. You know, I want to learn a French book. First, have to learn to read, and till I get there, it takes a long time. Then there's some kind of knowledge which doesn't need anything before. And it's not even on the level of learning. Suddenly Mamish like it's a revelation. Suddenly something is revealed to me. Deeper than anything in the world. So Nachman says, to have the privilege of receiving this kind of knowledge, obviously this knowledge comes from a higher world. This comes from a higher world. And for that, you know, ordinary knowledge, I want you to open your heart. Ordinary knowledge I receive with my head. This deeper kind of knowledge is my head, my heart, my face. That means I have to try of alles. I'm trying just in a nutshell that a little bit. You know, let me ask something. Sometimes you see people, they know so much, and it's not showing on their face. I don't want to say anything bad, but I tell you, at the beginning of the House of Prayer, when I was trying to get through to a lot of kids, one of those kids comes to me and shows me a picture of his Rebbe, his guru. I don't want to say anything bad, but I pull out the picture, the old voucher. I said, look here, this is my guru, and this is your guru. Let me ask you something. If you have choice between those two gurus, be honest. You know, his guru is an ungefressener, you know, I don't think. There's not one ounce of holiness on him. Right? I don't think all the gurus look like this. So like Swami Satchidananda really looks holy. He looks holy, he really is. But this particular one really was bad looking. So you friends, when you see somebody with a dark face, then he knows a lot when it comes to knowledge which you learn slowly. Everybody can. You have a good head, you're a genius, you learn. But then it's this kind of knowledge you receive from above. That you don't receive only with your head, you receive it also with your face. Knowledge with your face. But in order to receive the knowledge with your face, you have to have good eyes. Good eyes means you have to look at other people's good eyes. You know,